Japanese anime and manga is doing extremely well over here in the West. You're going to have 3 ongoing One Piece shows. The Netflix live action, the original, still long-running One Piece that's been going on for 25 years now. And now Netflix is going to put out a second series, which will be 3 overall, called The One Piece. It's funny to me because you would think they would do this after they finish the main series, but no, they're going to have them 2 going. They're going to have 2 going at the same time. Netflix must really believe in this franchise because I think they're putting up the money for this almost up front. But you have the One Piece coming out, and basically what it is a no filler One Piece. All the filler gone. This is going to strictly follow the manga from, I think, start to finish, hopefully. It'll depend on how much of a hit it is. A really good example of this is a thing called One Piece. There's a fan thing where they remove all of the filler from One Piece as best they can, right? They take the filler out the best they can of One Piece, and then you get a more accurate version. And honestly, it will probably end up being the superior version. It's even going to have the Japanese cast. It's pretty impressive. So I just wanted to touch on that. Thought it would be a good complement to the other topic, which is a comic book industry that's running itself into the ground. I've been covering the old cancel pigs quite a bit over the past 2 or 3 weeks because ever since Glenn O'Leary, 30-year comic book shop owner, came out and said that we just want good stories, the comic book industry lost its mind. Mark Miller jumps up, defends him. They kind of changed their sights to him and started attacking him because they realized how bad they looked going after Glenn. And anybody that stands up and actually says something about these crazy radical people that have pretty much destroyed the comic book industry, they go after that person. And now that person happens to be Rob Liefeld, the creator of Deadpool. Also wrote New Mutants, X-Force, bunch of stuff. Pretty popular. Deadpool, pretty popular, I would say. And they're going after him now. Rob Liefeld has done more for comics sleeping than these weirdos that are going after him. That's what's crazy about all of this. And this is why everyone calls comics a bottom-up industry now. Because all of the losers that have almost zero power, zero work they're known for. I mean, you would never be able to pick these people out of a lineup. They have no properties, really, that anyone cares about. No big mark on the industry that they've created. They're more known for bitching about Trump and people they don't like politically. And they've worked actively to get these people canceled in their little Facebook DM groups, Discord backroom deals, where these people go after families of people they don't like and all kinds of nasty shit. They are the worst of the worst. They're nasty people. Family, friends, everything's on the table with these people. They will go after you ruthlessly. They're very, very disgusting. That's why I really like the name Cancel Pig. And I love that they hate it. They let you know they don't like it. They consider it a racial slur to call them Cancel Pigs. For real. And I've shown that in a couple of videos. But Rob Liefeld. So he said, look, woke comic book Twitter is absolutely a thing. The sites, podcast, personalities, they all sing the same tune. I avoid them as much as possible, and they have zero solutions. Well, he's mocking them, so of course they're mad about this. This is a big name bringing up the fact that these people work together. And isn't it funny that he says something and the same people start saying the same things and retweeting them all at the same time, like they're trying to turn it into a big deal. It's just fun to point out what they do. So this person says, the man whose biggest claim to fame is a character design he stole from George Perez, and it's probably the biggest reason the industry imploded in the late 90s, would like you to know it's woke. That's the problem with comics. Maybe not in the 90s, but the 90s at least didn't kill comics. It still rebounded into something, a market where money could be made. I mean, last thing I remember in the early 2000s, when you looked on the back of a book or through it, there were real advertisements that people paid money for. Now it's nothing but Disney shit. So it's free advertising in their own books. Like there's no money being made. Like the 90s aren't the reason that comics are dying. You are the reason that comics are dying with your weirdo shit that you guys have been putting in them. Whether or not he stole that design from Slade Wilson, it's clear that he's a parody of him, or at least started that way, but I mean, Deadpool's kind of became his own thing. And let's be real, DC and Marvel have been ripping each other off since the golden age. Here's another person upset, Rune Tang. It's not surprising that it's Rob Liefeld and Mark Miller deflecting blame at woke for supposed decline in the industry. If this is how out of touch the pros are, then maybe they are right that the industry has 2 years at best before collapse. And they hate you pointing out woke. They hate it because, to them, woke sells. Comic industry never better because, they factor in those manga and Dogman numbers that looks like we are in the new platinum golden age. A reminder that Rob Liefeld having incredibly dumb views about diversity in comics isn't new. And given these picks, he doesn't understand nor want to understand why there's an issue. Gatekeepers like him are the problem, not woke comic book Twitter. Rob has never acted like a gatekeeper. He just tells this guy to mind his own business here. It's not it's not really doing anything. But I agree if that's what he said. Keep these weirdos out of the comic book industry. Like I've said before, no one was ever gatekept. If you come in and you're cool and people are like you, and you sit down and you're just playing the game and enjoying it like anybody else, or reading the material and enjoying it like anybody else with normal complaints, people will be very welcoming. I've never seen anybody get kicked out of something unless they were asking for it by being an asshole. And that's kind of the big problem. A lot of these people come in and they're just gigantic assholes, and then if you say, get the hell out, they blame you. And that's not the truth of the matter. But that's what's going on with Rob. They've been going after him pretty hard, I will say. It's just crazy to see. And this is a more well-documented example of what they used to do, where they would try to run people out. It just wasn't as documented as much as it is now. But they have been getting big, talented names excommunicated from the comic book industry since 2016 now. Like that's when it really ramped up. Big names would get kicked out in favor of people that no one gives a shit about. I remember one time Frank Miller was going to go to a con, and some loser I've never heard of that had shit that looked like a child, like ran a crayon over some paper artwork, wanted him canceled from a con for that person to even go. That person would bring in absolutely $0 to that con. Frank Miller would bring a line out the door. I know I would because I've seen it. Big names at cons have lines out the door usually to have their shit signed or something like that. This, I wish I could remember the name of this person so I could show you everything. I'm pretty sure I probably covered it before, but that person had dog shit art trying to get Frank Miller canceled. Even though Frank Miller has kind of fallen off over the past couple of years, you can't deny the stories and artwork of his past. Absolutely groundbreaking stuff that will last forever, like the first 4 Wolverine miniseries books, stuff like that. Dark Knight, like he actually has a name in comics, unlike a lot of these weirdos like Heather Antos and Max Fasaggio that have no real legacy other than being detractors to the industry. They're people to be known for the comments that they've made, not their work. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and Locals, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.